What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Unapologetically Black, Never Broken, Always Empowered. I am Brittany, joined by my co-host Rich. What's good?
Yo,
And we are
what
being
up?
joined by the Lazy Hoe theirself, Kai Black. Welcome back, I should say.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, what's up? How have you been? How you been? How's the holidays? How you feeling?
To be
Mental health
honest,
check-in.
well, thanks. I always have. I think I'm always like the person to be like mental health checking up on everybody else, but I do not do it myself. But to be honest with you, it's a burnout. Like I am unmotivated to do a lot of shit right now. Things, and I guess because I don't know, maybe because graduation is coming around like
Well,
in
that's exciting.
June. Yeah, that's exciting. But like I don't know, some days I feel like I get up and I'm doing the bare fucking minimum, but
Yeah.
that's life. And like, oh well, we go through stages of that shit, so it is
Yeah.
what it is.
No, I feel that. Absolutely. I think as long as you're up and, doing
Mhm.
something, it's better than nothing. So you're
Yeah,
here.
that's
You woke up.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
do your best to get through.
The the one thing I can say is that the program that I am in for my MFA, they really stress like being graceful with yourself. Is it graceful, gracious? One of them shits.
Okay.
Graceful. Yeah, just being showing yourself more
Gracious.
grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like bitch, if you're tired, you just tired. And if you burnt
Exactly.
out, like it's okay to rest and like you ain't gotta like live up to these weird impossible standards that we sometimes put in there for ourselves. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel that. And that's important. And that's honestly that like work life balance, even if it's
Mhm.
school, like that's extremely important for mental health. But Rich, how you been feeling? How's the holiday
Oh,
season
I'm
going
glad
for
this shit
you?
over with. I ain't gonna even lie with you. I'm glad this shit is done. I'm sick of spending money. I'm sick of getting shit for people. Like, and it sucks because I don't want to sound like a Scrooge, but I'm honestly 1,000% glad this shit is back. I'm not buying shit for nobody for like the next. Well, my son's birthday is in February. And that's about it.
For the next 30 days, you're gonna take a spending spree.
I'm not spending
That be
shit. Man,
parents, bro.
I didn't
Die
even
the
tell Bill.
struggle.
I tell bill collectors, pimp, you're gonna have to wait. Like, I'm
Right.
not spending shit else.
Yeah, now I'm in the same like boat with kids because Julian's birthday is the 7th, so we have a little less than 2 weeks. Um but like unfortunately my paycheck, because the way my life's set up, did not hit until Christmas Eve. I got it at Christmas Eve at like 5 p.m. like paper check in the mail. So it was sitting on my refrigerator on Christmas Day and Monday, and then this morning I was able to go to the bank and actually cash it, or not even cash it. Navy Federal doesn't allow you to cash checks. You have to put it into your account and then wait two
Right.
business
And
days.
then they have like this weird ass like e thing where like you have to like electronically do it like on your thing, and then it must be like digital. It can't be like handwritten and shit like
Yeah. And
they
then
been.
so I get like 200 tomorrow, and then the other
Mm-hmm.
rest of it, the what I'm waiting for,
That shit's
uh,
ghetto as fuck,
in two
girl.
days. Yeah, so
Mm-mm.
it is what it is. I mean, we were able to provide a Christmas for our kids, which is all that matters. I'm not even gonna let my parental guilt get to me. I'm gonna let them have what they have, and I'm gonna move forward with my money.
Period.
Because part of
Shit.
me is like, oh, I didn't get this and I didn't get that, but it's like, nah, they be all right.
Yeah,
Like,
shit. Mm-hmm.
so
Man,
yes,
look, I've been telling people that all year. Like, look, it's gonna be
exactly.
all right. You're gonna get it eventually.
Nigga, I told my cousin the same thing. Like some shit kind of went down in that area with her kids, and I'm just like, shit, nigga. The younger you learn, that shit.
Hmm.
Y'all know it's one of them little motherfuckers coming in here. I was about to cuss him out. But I said the younger that they realize that like shit, life ain't fucking fair, bro. Shit happens. Shit. Sometimes you gotta roll with the fucking punches. It hurts
Hmm.
less as you get older.
It
Like
does
oh
hurt less.
like yeah, like it's like oh, okay, well, shit kind of fucked. But Christmas of '95, that was kind of fucked too. So I don't know. I don't want to say exposing trauma to children is like a good way of like developing character, but like shit, I don't know. Trauma makes one good coping mechanism, I guess, because bitch, I've been doing
I mean,
it.
I believe sometimes trauma. I mean, shit, it's a good teacher.
Oh.
But I mean,
I mean,
some shit is just life. Like, I'm sorry, I sometimes I just don't have it, and
Yeah.
I can't
yeah.
make shit come out of nowhere. Like if I could, then
Mm-hmm.
I'd be living in a multi-million-dollar house. But I can't just have shit come out of nowhere.
I mean that because that's how that because when we set out to go to the bank today, I was like, all right, we're gonna cash it, handle a little bit,
Hmm.
put some of it in the account. And we told Snuggles, if you're good, you'll get a toy. And I had to explain to my 3-year-old that you can't get a toy today, you can get a toy 2 days because that's what Navy Federal said we got to wait for. Like,
I mean,
but I'll
shit,
get you whatever you want, like
it's the
ball
way of the
out.
fucking world.
Exactly. But yeah, so this is our last episode of the year, the last episode of our season. Next year will be season 2. We're gonna have some new things coming. Super excited about that, but that's neither here nor there. Today is Thank you. Thank you, Rich.
I'm assuming that's his new Christmas shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This
That's
nigga
his
So
got
I'm
that for
trying to find a
Christmas.
way. I don't know if internet land can hear it or not, or maybe only y'all can hear it because you have earpieces in. But if internet land, if you can hear it, just let me know. But I got a new soundboard, and I'm trying to work all this shit out as I do it. And so
I'm pretty sure they could hear it. I don't think it was just
I can't.
for
So
us.
I don't know.
Oh, damn. Well,
So I have no idea. I can't, and so I'm just gonna hit
oh,
it
look,
when I think that it sounds like it's a good
Internet World can hear
mixture.
it.
Okay, internet world can hear it. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So, but yeah, so today is
Awesome.
our lot. Oh, you're going to be annoying.
I feel like I need to get my goddamn blunt.
Right. So,
Hey,
anyways.
wait till I get one where I can customize it. Oh, y'all gonna hate me.
Yeah, no.
He like a new nigga who get on the Fruity Loops and start making beats and shit.
Exactly.
Yup. That's me.
Exactly. Anywho, today we're doing a live writing workshop, an ode to 2022, talk about some of our goals for next year and whatnot. So I'm actually just kind of hand things over to you, Kai. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about, why you're leading this, why we decided to partner with you. I mean, I can tell you why I decided to partner with you, but who you are, what you do, and I'm gonna let you kind of lead this the way you would lead one of your writing workshops. So go for it.
Oh wow! She said one time, and
it was great. I was there.
Okay, well, I go by. My name is Kai Black. My brand. I used to do a blogging thing, like 2 years ago before I went back to school, and I titled it "The Lazy Hoe." And I don't know. I was just like, oh, that's catchy because it kind of it personifies who I am. Like, I'm a very lazy hoe, bro. You can take that in the literal sense, the figurative sense. Like, yeah, I used to love hoeing. Now I'm lazy at it. I'm a lazy hoe, bro, but I'm motivated. So I don't know. It's a thing. It was like I don't know, it's like a catchy brand. So I'm just like, let me put this on everything. It's my gaming tag. It's my blog, everything like that. But anyway, currently I am I just finished my next to last semester of graduate school. I'm getting my MFA in creative writing from a small college in Iowa. Some people probably would say it's a cult. Mm-hmm. I tell people this, but it's like the coolest cult I've ever came across, bro. Like,
Iowa?
Yeah, it's in Iowa. In Iowa. It's not a cult, but it could be looked at as a cult.
That's
it's
hilarious.
it's a whole thing. I can tell y'all like later. But nah, this was a place. It's really amazing what I've learned in the last year and a half. Like when I came there, I was when I applied for graduate school, I was struggling with the whole COVID thing, and my grandmother had just passed from cancer, and I was fighting addiction, and I was just like, damn, like I don't know what I'm doing because like the life that I was living, like it was trash. And I'm not saying that things are like 1,000% better now, but like it was a pretty trash situation. So I was just like, well, shit, I went to college the first time and got a degree in something. I was like, okay, you know what? That'll make you money. You'll be good at that. You know, as almost poor people are told, especially young black, young black and intelligent kids were told at the time, like, oh, you need to go to college. So when you go to college, you'll get this degree. When you get this degree, this is the kind of lifestyle this is the kind of life that you'll be handed. And so I was like, well, I did that shit the first time. And that was an epic fail. So I was just like, shit, let me go back to school for something that I wanted to pursue. And like writing has always been that for me. Like I remember being a kid, nothing disassociated so good as being able to like throw your face into a book and be like, I am not around these other niggas. That was me. That was me. And I love niggas. I'm niggas. But being clearly gay and in the South and then being black, and it's just exhausting as fuck. So that was kind of like I guess I want to say that's where I got my interest in writing, was from feeling different. No, nigga, I'm from Texas. I go to college in Iowa.
Oh, I'm about to say Iowa's in the South. The fuck?
Rich is like, I don't know a lot of things, but I know.
I know that.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess I can move forward because I sometimes have the ability to just like yap. But anyway, I started in the program with fiction. That's what I got into it for, because I like writing fiction. That shit that's a long ass process, and it's really enjoyable and shit. I've learned a lot, but like I fell into poetry. It was weird because I always hated poetry. I hated the niggas who I hate spoken word. Like I know that is our thing and it's like our black thing, and I support it. And I also feel kind of guilty because I'm just like, bitch, you black, you should like spoken word. But I'm just like Issa, bro. I would rather chew glass than to do spoken word. And it's not because the art form itself. It was always the personalities or the cliques within that subculture. Like, oh, I felt like I always had to burn incense and talk soft and be, like this, just a weird ass. I'm not saying it's a weird ass nigga, but like prolific person, because I'm loud. I curse a lot. Like I'm a very crass person, and so I just felt like poetry was stupid. But like I feel like because I was going through grief at the time, and I really was kind of like lost. Like it was a perfect way for me to like give myself an introspection of who I am and like why I felt the things that I felt, and like if I couldn't convey it while I was talking to other people face to face or like online, or I mean, then that was the perfect way for me to be able to say what I had to say, because I don't be trusting motherfuckers. And I mean, y'all know how my interactions are with people. Like I tend to be a good time, and I tend to mirror shit or react justly. But there was times where it's like, damn, like I felt like even there was like thousands of or hundreds of people who I had access to, like I felt like I was navigating shit alone. And like through writing, I felt like, oh, okay, well, shit, I know what my voice is. I know what I have to say, and I know I feel things the way that I feel. So, yeah. And she attended this writing workshop that I had. It was called, what was that shit called? Oh, Cyber Sex Hotel Confessionals.
Yep.
Yeah. That was my first workshop. I did it a part of my writing outreach class, whatever. So we had to put together an event. I used Facebook rooms as the location. And yeah, like 40, 45 to 50. Who's in here? I'm sorry, y'all. Cause literally I told everybody, bro. I told them like, nigga, this is the one thing I have to do without people.
But yeah, there were like 40 to 50 people who showed up. I loved it. It was it actually inspired me to, I haven't done it yet, but it inspired me to do some short stories of my hoe phase, stories of my 20s. I think it would sell really well on Amazon. But no, I loved it. I thought it was great, and it made me feel really comfortable and included in something, in sharing stories, and not just stories, but poetry and written word, but experiences that are a little bit more taboo and a little bit more kind of personal in an open environment. So in order for someone to feel comfortable, that speaks highly of your ability to create that rapport. So it was great. But today's writing workshop, yeah, if you want to kick it off with what we're doing today.
Okay, so let me pull this shit up.
I
Because,
will
like,
say though, as I told you, Rich is prepared to answer on the spot.
okay, so basically how a workshop does is that when we do start a workshop, you would have like your pieces already ready for you, or we could generate them now. But since this is a live thing, like it would be a lot of dead time
No, Rich
while
is gonna go off the
while
dome.
we're going off the dome. Like
Rich is going off the dome.
Yeah,
he's
I'll go off the dome. So I'm not a writing
Rich,
major.
Rich is going off the dome.
I'm not a writing
okay. No,
major. I'm not a nothing.
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
a business major, but
No,
as
no,
far
no,
as
no. This
writing
is
shit,
fine. I'm gonna talk about these prompts, and then while me and her kiki and shit, we gonna give you. Cause in order for this to work, you need to like have some kind of idea. Like you need to write it out. Like that's all I can say. But basically, a traditional workshop is when you bring your piece. You bring your piece to your peers and the teacher or the forum or whoever you're trying to get to like critique your work. And so through the piece, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is what I liked about it. This is what works. This is some, you said this here and this confused me. So and so and so and so and so and so, A, B, and C. And that's how people get their pieces. I don't know. That's how you refine your pieces. So if this was a creative piece and you were like, hey, I want this to be a short story. I wanted this to be a poem. Like, yeah, you would want your stuff to be workshopped by peers. So then you can make sure that what you said, what you're saying in your piece is understood. I'm sorry. The intent behind your piece is understood in multiple circles. So we're going to So this is the first prompt, Rich. Okay.
all right.
So these are things that you're gonna prompt one. What are 5 goals that you have for the new year?
Oh, easy.
So
Hold on.
we need you to write. So think of it this way: 2 that can easily be accomplished if you just give yourself like that basic push. 1 that requires a few months to accomplish with proper planning. 1 that seems like a crazy dream, but you want it anyways. And then 1 that scares the shit out of you, but you can't shake the dream. And if you need me to go a little slower or you need me to repeat something back, then I can do it for you. But like it really will benefit you better if we just go like this and then we can workshop.
Okay.
But yeah, and so you said you did yours, right, Brittany?
I did mine.
Okay,
I'm a
so
good student.
do you mind sending it over?
I did. I sent it to you. I sent it to you.
Oh, girl, shit, you gotta tell me. Bitch, I ain't the best at checking email. You gotta tell a bitch. I mean, I am, but yeah, around these holidays, girl, it's been real ugly. Oh, here we go. Look at you.
I did. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say I majorly changed it, but I added a few extra couple words yeah, I did it this morning. I sent it to you this morning. I did it last night and then I went to sleep.
Okay, girl, because I was about to
Yeah, I definitely sent it this morning.
Okay. And this is kind of like, not to be what else, but this is kind of new territory with me to kind of workshop something that's like, this isn't, I don't know, this is more concrete and
like
with go
goals.
versus the creative. But I feel like we can still do this because I like this concept that you had, and I was gonna do this myself, but I ain't even you a bitch got like, I was like, bitch, I'm hosting the workshop, and this is when the lazy came out. I was just like, I don't have to do that shit. But we can still give Rich Mac some time too if y'all want to. Shit, I can share some of the shit that I've written, because I just finished my thesis statement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, girl. Yeah. So the thesis statement is basically the manuscript. And shit, that's the whole thing that I'm in school for. So like,
These ain't questions that I just answered? You want like a whole thought out?
No. Just this is a part 1 to a part 2. So just once you have the 5 goals written out, then let me know so I can tell you what's the next phase of the.
Oh, okay, easy.
Okay, so just let me know when. Okay, sweetie. I mean, you know what? Yeah. Okay, sweetie. Yeah, just let me know. Look, I was about to put police in myself.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying? Your thesis?
Yeah, so my thesis is basically the manuscript, and I named it Strawberry Summer because this is like, I first started this project when I met one of my internet friends in real life. And so shit, we got high. It was like, damn, bitch, like we the same online and offline. And like since then, I was like, oh shit. I feel like that was the first time where I was looking through life outside of grief in a lens, you know, like it's like, oh, because it was all doom and gloom up until like the time that my grandma passed. And I was just like trying to deal and cope with that shit. But then I went out there and I'm just like, oh shit, bitch, like this is life again. This is what life feels like. And so like I feel like this is a good representation of like what it feels like to be a black queer person, and just a black person, because hell, at the end of the day, it's still a black experience. It may not be your black experience, but it's a black experience.
Absolutely.
But, let me see. Let me see if I can find a good one. You know what? I'm always leave with humor and shit, because I feel like people always they kind of relate to shit like that.
Did you do your 5? You ready for the second part?
Rich Rat?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm good.
Oh shit! Okay, nigga, you gotta let somebody know, bro. You gotta let somebody know.
I was letting y'all talk.
I was gonna say he kept looking up into the camera, and I was like, I feel like that's his way of raising his hand.
You could have just said it. You could have just told me to shut up.
So what I can do is I'll just hit like a gunshot every time.
Oh gosh,
I'm ready. I'll just hit like a gunshot or something like that.
Some real nigga shit. All right, bet. Okay, so the second prompt is this: take the material that you gathered from the first prompt and try to integrate it with your creative expression. Either write a letter to your past or future self and talk about your goals, either how you plan on accomplishing them, your feelings about having these goals, etc. There is no wrong way to do this. Get creative. Another option is to write a poem or short story based on one of your 5 goals, or hell, even all of them. Remember, in poetry, it's all about concrete imagery, things that appeal to 5 senses, and in prose, it's all about answering who, what, when, where, and why. And if you need a visual for that, just go to my page. Go to my page and literally scroll down. You may not be a fan, but go to the Lazy Hoe, scroll down, and it's right there. Literally, the resources are there.
I'm in an English class, and I don't think I signed up for
this. Anywho, Rich, you got this.
I'm with all of my English classes.
Oh.
So please let me know. It's
an English special.
Yeah. Shit.
Not a class.
We should take pride in like creative expression and language. Like shit, it's dope as shit. Like we may live into white people standards, and you just doing what the fuck you want to do. When it comes to like speech and vernacular and things, yeah. Like I make sure I always use I use millennial slang. I use AAV, queer African American vernacular as well. Like. Shit, who's gonna tell me that my shit ain't artistic? You remember when Nelly Dix when you know what? I'm gonna just read this one because this is one of my favorite ones, and I actually got this poem published in an Australian publication because they loved my shit. But it's called A Poem About Dicks. I like them a lot.
Rich's face.
What are we doing?
You're focusing on your prompt since if you to do the work beforehand. Then we're trying to provide people with entertainment
right now.
This was supposed to be like ask the question, answer the question, give a good feedback.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we're doing. But we're waiting on you. But we're waiting on you. We're waiting on you.
I got the answers to my questions. I'm ready.
Oh, so you wrote the second prompt, like you wrote the second part. The part
you got a letter or poem.
I wrote notes. Yeah, I use my phone to type notes.
Look at God's
I just type up the note.
So let's do this. Let's do this. And I'm just honestly,
I know how I'm gonna get to it. I know what I'm gonna do to get to it.
We're going to share our first prompts just to talk about some of our goals for the future, and then we'll talk about our second prompt. And then before we go, we will hear your poem about dicks.
Okay. I mean, does the poem have to rhyme?
Oh no. See, that's the thing about like this. Your poem can be free verse. You don't have to do like closed form or anything like that. Just remember, like a poem is just very descriptive. You're just gonna be descriptive of things. So, like if you said something about, if you say person with sunglasses and a hoodie, that's just a basic imagery. But if you said, that dark-skinned black person with those rose-colored sunglasses and the cotton candy pink jacket, that's more It's more
It's
concrete.
more
Yeah,
right
it's more
and
detailed.
poetic and detailed.
Yeah. So that's it.
Look at Rich's face. I can see the deadness in his eyes. We're gonna pull some creativity out of you yet, sir.
Well,
It's
yeah.
okay.
Literally everybody has this trait. So
I mean,
But
I'm
yeah,
not
so
gonna argue with
talking a bit about prompt one, since you've done your prompt one on the spot. Um, I guess so. The first one was two easily accomplished goals. Um, I can start with mine.
okay, yeah,
you.
sure.
Go ahead, Brittany. Start
Okay.
it off.
So my two easily accomplished goals for 2023. So number one is weight loss and eating healthy. While that may seem like it's not an easily accomplished goal for a lot of people, I've done it before. I just need to, much like Kai, not be lazy and just re-gear myself. I've lost 70, 80 pounds before I had Julian. So it's just about doing it again. So refocusing my mind. I love food. So it's not even about like healthy food, unhealthy. I just have to focus on, all right, we're just gonna really love these fucking steamed vegetables today. Like in this fish. Like that's gonna be all week. And get into it. And then number two is to become more fiscally responsible. I will be 34 this year. And I'm not the best with money. And so I really do want to like learn to budget. And by learn, I mean I know what to do, but like put it into practice and actually stick to it. Work with RDI Financial this year and get my credit together. So those are my two easily accomplished goals because it's just a matter of doing it. So if you guys want to share your two easily accomplished goals.
Oh yeah, definitely. So one of my easily, and I consider it to be easy just because I'm a subject matter expert at it, is getting my credit score up to about 750. Now that's easy in the sense of because I know what I'm doing to get to it. But I feel like at that range, what happens is you don't have to worry about anything, honestly. Anything higher than a 720 is pretty much just for brownie points. Um, and so, but I feel like what happens is, especially this year, I've hit a lot of patches where it's like, especially with COVID hitting, they want a 720 or higher, and if you don't, then you got to jump through hoops to get anything done.
Well, I'm jumping over here.
And I mean, like, you want a car, shit. They want 9%. Like, they want the down payment, and then they gonna give you a 9% APR because you don't have a 720. Oh, you want a house? Yeah, good fucking luck. You want an apartment without a security deposit? Yeah, my boy, we're gonna need about a 720. So that's one of the things that's that I can easily accomplish. The other one is entering a men's classic competition. It's easy for me because I already know how to lift weights and eat right. I just need to do it. I've already started. That's one. I didn't wait until the new year to start that. I just started that back actually early December, where I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do a classic, and what it leads to is BlurCon for all you nerds out there. When I show up as the Wizard King, I can't be a fat Wizard King, but I can be, the same in shape Wizard King that's there. So those are my two easily accomplished goals.
those are really good, and I kind of like that you said that you started yours already. I thought I was the only person that did that. Like I used to always have people like, new year, new me, and it's just like, bitch, the last year was literally like a few minutes ago. Like,
Right.
ain't shit about to change that goddamn quick. So I always made it a thing within myself to be like, okay, bitch, get the jump on it and just do it a week before. And I've always been like, I don't know, that's a weird thing, but that's kind of cool that he's like that too. I wasn't expecting to share anything. So like as soon as y'all started talking, he's like, oh, you too. I was like, oh fuck. So no, but luckily I'm quick with it. So like two things that can be easily be accomplished if I could just give myself the push. I guess maintaining or establishing giving more of myself in the relationships I am with people rather than like giving them the sense of knowing myself. Like that's a weird thing to say, but for me, like I've always been able to make people feel like they know who I am. And I'm really good at making a version of myself that people feel comfortable with. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's my good friend, this. And I'm just like, bitch, I've literally given you surface level information that looks like it's like remotely. I've always been like an arm's length person. So that's something that I really want to work in on 2023. And another goal, I really just want to have more just stability in my income. Like, but I've been working on that since this year of school. I've worked 3 jobs this semester. So, and people are like, "Oh, you're doing a lot." I was a teacher's assistant. I work at a cafe during the day, and a coffee cafe, and then I do what I do. I do course design for the university I attend. So, like, I design the courses that people use online. So, like, the exhaustion is there, but the motivation, like, I'm lazy. I am a lazy person. I will tell you this much. I love to smoke a good blunt. I love to drink, eat snacks, but like the motivation for bettering myself is always there. And I feel like if I can just push one more semester, like I'm getting the training skills that I need for my career, for like the designing courses and shit. But I also want to become a professor. So like these are just things that I'm just trying to slowly put into the bag. Like I don't want to be like this rich ass bitch. I just need some shit that was like I can live and write my shit and like watch anime and smoke and I can be totally happy. So like I feel like the stability thing is coming in. I have the experience with the teaching now. I'm doing more of these like workshops and things. So yeah, those are 2 things I want to work on. Is like just having career stability and become closer to people.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like for the last couple of years, I've always said, I want to become closer to people and I want to
Mm-hmm.
create those friendships and maintain those friendships. It's a
Mm-hmm.
really great resolution to have because for me, in this past year or 2 since COVID, we've met, Jamal and I met 21 internet friends,
Mm-hmm.
like people we've met on essentially Facebook more than likely. And that's been like fulfilling. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm. Oh
people I
yeah.
would have literally never met. And I know you spoke on it. So like
Yeah.
creating those friendships and those bonds, like literally if I wasn't in the Pokemon community, I would have never met or conversed with Rich probably ever in life.
Oh, I
Like,
feel the same way about my bitches too, bro. I was like, we would have never
still
crossed
runs around
paths.
calling him Uncle Rich. Like,
Yeah.
so
It's weird. I'm different. I have a good relationship with everyone that I care to have a relationship with. That's where I'm a little bit different at. If I don't, if
yeah.
I right now, if I don't care to have a relationship with you, 2023 ain't gonna change this shit. Like it's just not. And it's not gonna change it for the simple fact of I know that it's not me. It sucks to sound like so weird that it's not me, bro. Like I'm cool with always reaching out or with always, trying to speak. But the issues that I have with people is them, the way that they behave, the way they move, how they do stuff. And I don't see them changing. And so I'm cool with just saying, what's up and
No,
just
I
moving on.
respect that.
Oh no, no,
I'm
and I'm absolutely
everybody
the
that I
same
need to
way,
have a
bro.
cool relationship with, I
Yeah.
already got one with.
No, I get that.
In the forms of my situation, like I've been a friend. I've been cool with people, and I've made friends, but like it's weird. Like this girl who's known me since I was in undergraduate. Like she's known me for 15 years, like 15 years and up. We used to smoke together and everything. And she's like, you know what? We've always been cool. Like we've been friends. I've been able to tell you this, and that. Well, when she made the comment to me, it's like, but I still feel like I don't know. Like I know you and you're transparent, but I feel like I don't know you. You always feel like you're in arm's length of somebody. Like you're almost there. Like we're almost there to getting it, but like it's something quite like it's a disconnect. And ever since she said that, I was like, damn, bro. Like that's a
Yeah.
subconscious thing that I guess I've always done in order to like protect myself because I was like, oh, people are either gonna leave, are they gonna disappoint you, are they gonna do this? My mind is always thinking about anything but the present moment. So I'm just
Right.
like, yeah. So it's just something I want to work on because not everything has to be overanalyzed and be like, oh, what do they want, really? Gotta
Yeah.
be like, yeah.
No, I feel that.
So do we want to go on and go back to
So,
share our other ones?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead, Brittany.
Okay. What was the next one?
So the next one is
The
one that requires a few months to accomplish with proper planning.
Okay. So, this one's kind of like a 3-in-1 because it's all major like purchases essentially. So, we need a new car. So I'd like to purchase a new car. We plan on getting our first house using the VA loan towards a new house so that all of that goes into the beginning of the year and me getting myself financially together.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, I would like to begin planning my dream wedding. So Jamal and I have been married for 3 years, but we went to the courthouse. And I want to get married at a castle. I want like lavish, beautiful, fucking color scheme is going to be purple ombre. So like everyone's going to be in a different shade. Like that's, I mean, I have dreams. So I need to start planning that. And it's going to cost some money. So all of that are things that I need to start tackling and work towards. So those are my planning and big purchases really.
What about you, Rich?
Richard.
Mine's is so I've already started a game truck business before,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to start another one. And so now that I'm back out here, again, I want to do another one. I know that one's going to take a few months of planning. I need to make sure that one, marketing is good, um, secure the funds, or to get the trailer. It's going to take them weeks to build it. Um, and I just want to make sure that this time when I do it, I'm doing it by the book. I'm doing it right. I'm not skipping no steps. I'm not going over nothing. So that way it just be an easy, smooth transition into setting it up. It is definitely something that not only that I love, but my kids love doing it with me. Um, so it's something that I want to kind of get back to doing uh, once I get everything set up the right way.
What's up? Mine, I guess. Hey, hey, Lion. Thanks for joining in. One of my internet friends. I plan on like going to go see him like next
Okay.
June because
I'm
I've
like,
been.
I don't remember this internet person.
No,
Typically, I'm good on the internet.
he hangs with the covenant of gays, bro. That's like our little brother, Kareem, Latrey, all of us. Like he be hanging out with us. But yeah, the one that requires a few months to accomplish with proper planning. I think for me, in the phase I am with like my work, I want to find a good literary agent. And so like in March, I plan on going to a writing conference, which I'm kind of excited about. I'm a little nervous because I'm like, contrary to popular belief, I'm very shy. I am. I'm a Scorpio, bro. So I'm like, I've always been like the person. I'm gonna observe you before I like participate. But like the outgoingness and the what's name, those are definitely things I picked up like growing up because it's like, okay, I can navigate the world easier if you seem approachable. I'm not an approachable person, but if I seem that way, then you get a lot of doors open for you. So I'm going to this conference with high expectations, at least like the network and like get put on game about stuff. But I really just want an agent who really wants to go hard for somebody like me, like who's not I know who's not like a safe, quiet gay. Like I'm black, I'm black, I'm loud, I'm crass, I curse a lot, like, and I don't speak like I don't speak like I feel like I don't speak like how people would who perceive what a writer should look like,
right?
Especially like a black writer of color. So yeah, that's my thing that I plan on doing.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So next goal, which is what, the crazy dream?
Yeah.
So I guess for me, my crazy dream would be for 2023 specifically would be the podcast taking off. And I say that because when I started Unapologetically Black in
21, right?
2020,
2021?
2021.
Yeah.
Yep, at the end of 2021, so a little over a year ago. I just wanted a space for people to talk. Like honestly, I didn't expect it to go beyond my friends, my group of friends, my Facebook friends, like a place where people can come and we can talk about some of the, the mental health challenges of being Black or the generational curses, the things that we work towards, the trauma that we go through. And I really just wanted a place where people could talk. And I didn't even think we'd get to the point where we're at now, which is dope as shit. So I am happy from where we came from to where we are. And now we're getting opportunities to catapult beyond that, which is incredible. So I would love to see where this platform goes this year. Yeah, because we haven't been stagnant. And that's great.
Can I comment like before we go on to Rich? But like, no. So first off, bitch, like it's okay to pat your pastry. Like you've been doing a good. Like the fact I knew it was like at the end of 2021 because like y'all have been consistent throughout the calendar, and I'm just like, damn, that takes a lot of.
You're welcome.
It takes a lot of.
Shut the fuck up, Rich. You joined like 3 months ago.
It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of like to be like, hey, I'm gonna stick to this schedule, and this is the content that I'm pulling. And I've seen y'all's numbers, so like I really feel like this goal right here, like you might think that it's crazy, but like you're doing the thing, and like there's a system in place where like, okay, well, if you bring in these many views, you know, like you putting in the work of people that think this is like a dream that, oh, it couldn't happen for me, but it's just like, nah, bro, just stay persistent in what you're doing and it'll come. And then the whole time you're like networking with all these different kinds of Black people and shit like that, people ain't gonna forget you. Like no matter what you do, even if y'all like dreams and shit seem like they're like polar opposites of each other. Somebody I know so and so from this and that. Oh, they know how to do this and that. Oh yeah,
right.
Like it's basically one of those kind of forums that you have here. So like, hell yeah, bitch, and y'all cool ass hoes. So like,
it's okay. You can say it's just me. I'm just joking.
Y'all some cool ass hoes. So like, it's like I feel like with every guest interaction, like you're just slowly just giving you the context that you need for whatever the fuck y'all want to put on. And when y'all do y'all 5-year show and y'all want to do some shit, you know, like y'all have the stops because y'all have the guests. So like, I'm really impressed. I've never said that to you, but I'm really impressed.
I appreciate it because I started this with, much like you, I have like really bad social anxiety. Like my first few episodes, I was verbatim reading a script I wrote on my phone, like the whole time. Like I'm shaking, I'm nervous. Like, and now it's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Fuck, let me, you know, like get my shit together, like get on screen, do something to my hair. But yeah, so I thank you for giving me my flowers. And I see you just took a huge bite of your barbecue. So I'm going to let you do some chewing. I'm going to talk while you get it together.
Yeah. So it's been a while. I haven't had a meal on live in a minute. So
yeah,
I felt like it was right to kind of end it with a meal.
And end it with a meal.
I'm not going to lie. Mine's is pretty shallow. I mean, and it sucks. But like one of my dreams was like, this year I'm going to get a C8 Corvette. I'm going to work to get it. I'm not just going to
That's what's up.
Fuck it off, but I'm going to get it by the end of the year. I promise you. It's just one of those things where I've been thinking about it for so long. I'm like, yo, this is the kind of car I want. This is the kind of car I want. And it has nothing to do with impressing other people. I know a lot of people like to buy cars to impress other people. I really just like the C8 Corvette or a C7 at the very minimum. A Z06.
So I don't know the difference between anything.
Look, I'm over here just like,
but I know what a Corvette is.
but I want one of those. Now that's it.
That's
right?
your crazy
dream. I'm already doing a lot of the stuff. I graduate in July with my master's so I graduate in July. But as far as the summer graduate, like I'm living it. Like Brittany was saying, like fuck it. Like we were sitting up watching 0 people. Now watching 6, 7, 8, 9 is growth.
Yeah, and then just the playbacks,
having podcasts where we're talking for an hour and a half and legit having conversations about stuff. You meet a lot of interesting people that way.
Yeah, we do. For sure.
But yeah,
a lot of interesting people. All right, Kai. And how about you?
One that seems like a crazy dream, but I want it anyways. Okay, so I don't want to confine it within the year because that would be kind of weird for me. Because I feel like these are 5. Like for my birthday, I always do like 3 things that like I have accomplished within the past year, and then 3 things I want to accomplish within the next year. And so for me, I don't know, kind of like side railing, but that's just kind of bitch I am. I always got to have a story for a story. It was like one was to fix my teeth, fix my grill. Literally fixed everything but the what's name. I'm getting that fixed when I go back to school. I wanted to get published, I think 3 times. I set the bar real low for myself. I published 9 times, I think. And then I think the last one was just because I like it's okay to be superficial with your shit too, Rich, because shit, like nigga, a goal is a fucking goal. It brings satisfaction to the person. And then I think the last one was to experience a moment of pure bliss or some shit like that. And I did that the first time when I hosted that drag burlesque show. It was kind of dope as fuck. Like I don't know, he left. It was dope. It was dope being able to actually accomplish something, but also I had to think about like you can't always confine your goals and your dreams within like the way that time flows either, because then you'll sometimes like disappoint yourself. So I come back to say that for this one that seems like a crazy dream, but I want it anyways. I want to be a bestseller. I want to be a New York bestseller. And it's literally like people be like, oh, how can so many people be a bestseller? it's like the billboards. Like, you know how a song could be like number
Mm-hmm.
one for a couple. It's a weekly thing that they do. So like, bitch, if I could just be mentioned on there, like that's me setting the bar low. Now, if I
Yeah.
want to be a New York bestseller, like, for 6 continuous weeks,
Right.
that's the shit that I'm like really banking on, bro. And not to be what else, like I kind of hate talking about myself in that regards, because I guess growing up I had to shrink myself to make people.
I got kicked out by accident with my
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get that together. Go ahead and continue what you were saying.
This motherfucker be coming in at the absolute worst times. He like that drunk uncle where it's like, we just having a sad moment, and this nigga got like a fucking 40 ounce in his hand talking about where the hoes at. And nigga, we just had to say that Big Mama getting her leg cut off. Like, you just turned up the whole tone of the shit. A bitch is trying to sound motivational with what they goals and dreams are, and he's like, I think I got kicked out. But yeah, so if I can become like a New York bestseller, like on multiple things, like, oh my God, it would give me so much gratification. And it's a big fuck you to people who always felt like I wasn't gonna be shit in life. But yeah, so that's my shallow shit. Hell yeah, I want to be a bestseller, and I want to be able to shit on people like, yeah, my shit was there, and what?
I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah. So sorry, Rich had said that his computer's acting out. We see. It's okay. We'll let you get it together.
It's given Acer.
It is circa 2005. But
okay,
yeah.
and then the last one that scares the shit out of you, but you can't seem to shake the dream.
Okay, so this isn't so much a dream as it is like my life and reality. But I would say the one that scares the shit out of me is rehashing going back to court to get custody of my child. So that's like, that's my life. And we've talked about it on podcasts before, and like kind of the bullshit that I have had to go through with the court system here. I don't have much faith in it at all. And the idea of going to court and really even being in the presence of my son's father gives me a lot of anxiety. Like my palms are getting sweaty, literally talking about it. Like, so my anxiety's on like 5 million. I'm fucking tearing up. Like, I can't even, like, so all of this. But it's something I have to do, right? That's my baby, and my baby deserves to be with me. And the whole situation has been, it's been a mind fuck. I've had the court tell me, although he's had my son around convicted sex offenders, he can stay where he is, just keep him away from criminals. Like, I've had so much happen in this that it really, like, it fucks with you as a person, as a mother, especially like when you say as a woman that, you don't have your child, it's like, bitch, are you on drugs? Like, you know what I mean? But there's so many other reasons. I'm not from here. I didn't have a place to go when we broke up. So as opposed to, having my child go from, I'm about to let him go for a second. As opposed to having my child go from like, couch surfing and whatever. I left him with his father, and in the eyes of the court, I abandoned my son. So I've been fighting this uphill battle for a while, and this year I'm gonna try to end it to the best of my ability. So yeah, that was emotional.
Look, bitch, I'm like, oh girl, that was a heavy one. But I'm like, first off, thanks for sharing. Thanks for like being, I mean, like that's the one thing. And even though this isn't a traditional workshop that we're doing, and this is kind of like, this is its new thing. So we're gonna get together and like curate like a what's name. But I'm glad that we're doing this because like, yeah, this is its own thing. Right. So I'm glad that you feel safe enough to like explain that was something I had no idea about. Yeah. Good luck with that. But the fact that I feel like what helps me a lot is like the anxiety part is always going to be there, but I remember I wrote a poem called I Love You Anxiety. Like, and it's a weird thing, but I feel like anxiety keeps us on our fucking toes. And it doesn't always feel good, but like whenever I feel like like it's too much anxiety, I start writing shit down. And like the fact that you wrote this down is something, it scares the shit out of you. It's a goal that you need to accomplish. So you already like in your mind, you're already having those mental, that mental toughness that you have to do to go through it, because you know that you have to face some shit that makes your palms sweat and you start getting emotional. But then you got to remember, it's like, bitch, this is a dream of mine. This is what's going to make my soul feel complete by doing this. Like, I'm going to get a joy from this. And I don't know, like, I'm not saying it's like a magic pill or anything like that, but I feel like it sometimes helps us accomplish shit that scares the shit out of us. It helps us be a little bit more brave for the outcome versus like, oh, this is the shit that scares me. But like, if the outcome is a potential win for me, then like, shit, bitch, I'm gonna deal with this anxiety and get through it. So you got this, girl. Shit.
I know. I got it. All right, yeah. Rich. What scares the shit out of you?
I'm back.
We know.
Oh shit. Honestly, failure is actually one of my what's up? What happened? What I missed?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yo, because that's the
anyway.
I'm about to talk because it says one that seems like a crazy dream. Well, no, one that scares the shit out of you, but you can't shake the dream. So what is the goal? What is your goal or dream?
So opening my indoor playground for kids, right? So if you don't know me,
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Creating entertainment for children to be able to go and do things, right? Because where I grew up at, it wasn't very many places. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we went to you could court.
The that boys was not and girls
something that children could go do. You had to be you had to be a grown man to go to the basketball court where I grew up at. So I want to create a place where children can go in park, whether it's indoor playground, whether it's an indoor pool, something fun for the kids to be able to do, and something that's safe. That scares me because that is not a small investment. Not only is it not a small investment, it's one that you typically can't take on your own. And I don't want to bring people in, because what the end of 2022 has taught me is that failure is real, and failure can come out of nowhere. And the last thing I want to do is to bring somebody else in with me and it fails, right? Because now not only do I have to deal with a failed business, do I have to deal with failed ambitions, but now I got to deal with possibly a failed friendship or relationship or whatever, because things have went sour. And so I've always wanted to do this on my own, but it's such a huge task. Say, for example, for those that might not know, but like Cosmic Air or Urban Air, if you've ever heard of them, as a trampoline park, it's $2.4 million to get started.
Wow,
it's not a small number by no means, right? And the number of people, $2.4 million laying around, say, yeah, I want to go do that. It's not very many. So a lot of those are group ventures. It's 2 or 3 people that put their chickens together and they did it, right? But who's to say that it's going to always be successful? So I just live in the fear of doubt, which I'm going to stop doing now. But that's something like that has always scared me, because I want to open it up in my old neighborhood. But it's ghetto.
So I'm going to say this. You're not saying that what's name and who the fuck am I, but like as far as like being acquaintances and shit like that, god damn, y'all what's name, you just like you got like 0.10 plus points, bro. Like it's like, okay, that's like that whole spiel right there. That's admirable as fuck, because I get it. I grew up in places where it's just like, you got like the fucking corner store and then that abandoned lot over there. But you might want to go inside before, like, so I guess that's God, that was a very dope ass dream. Yeah, please don't let that fear cripple you. Like, I think it's human for us to be nervous about having an ambitious spirit. like especially when you know that you can provide a service to the world or some shit like that, I kind of tend to lock up. I procrastinate the most when I'm on the verge of like finishing some good shit. Like this is like oh, if you apply for this and do this, this, and this on time, then you could have the chance of leveling up. And then I always for some weird reason I end up holding myself back, and then I'll be like, oh well, I waited too late, or I'll try it again, or or I didn't do myself the favor of just actively pursuing it without letting that fear or that subconscious fear kind of like hold me back from like wanting to finish it. Because honestly, even if that's something that you fail with doing, like it's the ambition part that you're gonna attract others to. Like the whole process of developing the stuff, the contacts that you have and shit like that, the people that you make. Like, and especially if it's in your old neighborhood, not saying that there's just gonna be like a ton of people ready to invest in the next venture, but like depending on how they see how you motivated and the cause and the reason and shit, the outcome of however it is, because like you could be doing everything right and like that shit opens up and like blah blah blah, and it takes like one incident of like some weird nigga shit. I mean, God forbid, knock on wood, nigga shit happening and be like, oh, we had to shut that bitch down. But like if people can see like there was the outcome and there was like people that's like, oh no, this is positive, this was a positive
impact
place. Yeah, this is a positive thing. Like, yeah, that shit can the outcome of failure won't be as scary. At least that's something that I would believe. Because like, yeah, they'd be like, oh yeah, that shit was good. It was dope. It was something that helped people. Like, we can do it again. It may not be the same thing with the same people. And shit, if your friendships get ruined over something, well, you know what? See, that's the thing. With money and friendships, that's just a gamble you're gonna have to take. But be upfront with them, with your niggas too. I'll be like, bro, like don't put me in a position that's gonna make us feel salty towards each other. But if it's something that can't be helped, but see, it was just something.
I get that, but a lot of people like I want to move. I don't want to move with a stranger, right? Like I don't like getting into business with people that I don't know. But there's that line there where I'm like, we boys, we should be able to put our money together and go do something for the community, right? Like that's what, not to sound like an asshole, but that's what white people do. That's what the Jewish people do. They put their money together. They get with their people. They get with their people. They put their money together. They go build their community, right? They don't let, business venture went down. They don't let that destroy their relationship. They be like, okay, hey, look, we see where it went wrong at. We fix it and we move on to the next one. But I feel like a lot of our people, they'll be so upset because it's happened, either some backhand shit done happened, or you spent, or you taking more than what you're supposed to be taking, from your cut, or I started this, so I should be running it this way, the way it gets too big and stuff like that. So, but I want to move with my friends, man. I want to move with people who say, look, me and my boys, we did this.
Yeah, that's how Jamal and I are.
Versus like we Smith, who over here, who just cut the check.
We want to pour into our friends and our community and grow with them. So, yeah, it takes a village, and I want my village to be as successful as me, right? I'm not trying to drag people along.
And you also know your village. Everybody, I feel like we have this false impression that our village, like everybody's gonna be on one accord. Like, nah, it's just like a family, bro. Like shit, I know a brother who I can call up if I need like some quick help, or which siblings gonna hit me up when they like down bad, and this is like, bitch, either you lying about the shit, or like I don't know. So I get where it comes from with like the whole, oh shit, I want to build with my folks, but I don't know, like I don't want them to get mad at A, B, and C, and D, but like, nah, they should know your character and shit like that.
Exactly.
Shit, and the fear that they have, I get it, because you mentioned all those other communities, and I get where you coming from, but like they have something that us as a community don't have, and I don't know the proper word for it, but it's like, I don't want to say all money, but it's like
wealth.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. They have
no,
some
old
kind of wealth. Yeah. They have wealth. The Jewish people, even the immigrants, even like Chinese people, like it's still a thing. Yeah. Chinese, Mexican, it's still a thing that we don't have, and people want to look down their noses on us. And I feel like we're our worst critics with that shit too, because it's like, nigga, we comparing ourselves to other people who's not in the same, who's never been in the same in the same situation that we have, and we already confirmed that like you pass down trauma and all this other shit, like genetically. Yeah. So like, yeah, we are a little bit crippled in areas, and there's not a lot of examples of where it's like, oh, this shit can work, because we have black nepotism too, where it's like niggas who found a way, you know, like niggas who got good and then said fuck y'all and it's all about me and my family and you know, and my kids.
Exactly.
It's a separation. There's still a thing within our community. So like, give ourselves some grace with that too. I mean, you got to be graceful with the people that you fuck with, because hell, we working with fucking shattered glass, bro, trying to glue together a goddamn vase. It can happen, but you're gonna get a few cuts along the way. So shit. But okay, my bad. I was kind of.
No, you're good. So what's your, before we move to the last
it is
part,
my turn. Fuck.
Yeah, what's your goal that scares the shit out of you?
I want it to be what's name, but like honestly, I'm very a metaphorical girl. You know, like I'm emo and shit. So I think like the real goal, like this is just like being truly happy without questioning shit. I don't think there's really been a time and place where I've been like I've been like, oh yeah, things are good, but I've always been like that. It's either good or it's like severely bad, and I'm like fighting for I'm constantly fighting. Yeah, like my mind is. I feel like I've never really just have like a time where my mind is like at perfect ease, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have to worry about A, B, and C. Right. So yeah, I think that is a thing. Like I'm scared to be happy, and I don't need to go to therapy, but I've always felt like every time I was happy or I felt like I was happy, bad shit always happened. Like
you were waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah.
So I want to be able to be happy without having to think about the other goddamn shoe, because it hasn't happened yet.
So, I feel that.
Yeah.
I respect that. All right. Well, I know I pre-prepared my letter, so I'm down to read it. Not even as emotional as my last goal. But so I will share my letter with everybody. All right. So I will say that the tenses are a little in and out. I was trying to get it together. It was too much for my brain.
And once you do this, you're fine, because when I once I give you like the rundown, and this is, like I said, this is something a little different than, I feel like this works, but for us to have like a one that, like for me to be like, oh, this is a sandbox where we can like draw from anything. This is very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first time that we're doing this, but I do like what I see. So we're gonna go with the positivity and inclusion method, which is basically you read what you created, and then me and Rich, we go back and just say, oh, what we liked about, you know, the letter and this and that, if we have any questions. But this is more of a objectified piece, so we really should have questions, because it's like these are things that you want. But you can go ahead and we'll try to weave that into there. Yeah.
All right. Dear Brittany, girl, we made it. 2022 was one hell of a year. We had our highs and some of our lowest lows, but all in all, we not only survived, but we thrived. Actually, let me start this letter by saying I am proud of you. I am proud of the woman you have become. You are a wife, a mother of 3 beautiful children, a sister, a friend, a daughter, and an entrepreneur, and a damn good one if I say so myself. But in accomplishing all of this, you have lost yourself. As a matter of fact, you have been trying to reconnect to who you were, Brittany Lofton, and we aren't her anymore. 2022 has taught us that growth is uncomfortable, but it is okay. Each one of my goals for 2023 will help fulfill and complete me in a different way, physically, financially, mentally, and spiritually. This year will be one of prosperity and happiness, and it will take discipline, focus, and overcoming anxiety in some cases. In 2023, it's time to reinvent yourself, reassess what your goals look like, what you like to do, who is Brittany Winfield. All of your life, you've leaned on your mother for support, validation, and confirmation. And now that she's gone, for the last 2 years, you have felt lost. Now it's time to learn to validate myself, to stand on my own decisions confidently, and to become the woman that she raised me to be. We got this. I know we do, because Martina ain't raised no punk. Love, Brittany. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. So as you was reading this, this very, you know what? No, let me let Rich Matt go first, because I want to make sure that he was paying attention. And look at him, face fucking deep in food, bruh. You ain't even the worst kind of nigga. The worst kind. I'm just playing, but now, what did you like about her piece, Rich?
Let me say this. I like how real your poem was itself, right?
Thank you.
And it wasn't just make myself feel good. So I like how real it was, and honestly, it's kind of close to how I feel when writing a letter to myself about it's ribs, not chicken. And talking to Brad. But yeah, I just it was, honestly.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's good. Thanks, Rich, for your input. So basically, because I know this nigga didn't write the letter either, so we're basically just workshopping yours. So from a creative standpoint, I really read this more of like a it goes along the sides of like flash fiction or something. Oh, not flash fiction, but it's like a flash piece. So it'd be like a short story. So it can be something that you could root it in. If you want to be creative with it, you can make it it could be like a letter to yourself. It could be what I'm trying to say. It could be like creative nonfiction, or it could be like you take the reality of this, and this could be like to a dear past Brittany, and this is a whole different version that you imagine of yourself. Like you go different ways with this. Since it is a short story, I would say that the only thing that I would say is that you should add more. It's like we not only survive, we thrive. So as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, but how? And I know that sounds a little what's name, but if you're gonna, from a creative standpoint, the more that you can answer those who, what, whens, where, whys, and hows, it keeps the reader from having more questions. So when you put up something like that, it'll be like, oh, well, should I want to like, what do you plan on thriving? And then you go into the things like, oh, this is physically, financially, mentally. I'm just like, okay, physically how? Mentally with what? Like from this and this. And I feel like with the detail, if you just do this for yourself, this hasn't be a real story or anything, but I feel like this would really help you with it kind of lets you go more in depth than just a list of what you want to happen within the next year. It kind of provides a roadmap of how you intend on getting there. And even though you gave us the reasons, we gave our reasons with prompt 1, when you see it written out as an actual thing, I feel like, okay, it kind of helps you be creative with how to get from point A to point B.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
And if I spent the time allotted doing it, I probably would have done
Bro,
more.
no. And no, it's totally, like I said, you did the best, and this is something that was unprecedented before. And I feel like the next time we do us a workshop, we're going to really we're going to allow ourselves to get crazy, but we're going to have to hand select some people that ain't Rich Mac and who want to do the, we can do us a little thing together. It'll be
the
like
freestyle
a group of 5 of us or whatever, and we'll do it.
So are you telling me that there's no freestyle poems? Are you telling me that?
There is, but did you provide one?
Nobody does that.
Did you provide one? You got one?
Off the dome freestyle.
Okay,
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh, so I would say a letter to myself. Hey, you started off on fire, my boy, and then you ended up like LeBron in the third quarter and do shit the rest of the way. You got a lot of people here that count on you, that depend on you, and you need to make sure that you pull through. So in 2023, we're going balls to the wall, man. We're going all the way through. We're going to grind it. We're going to keep this shit going. And you have people that you can talk to. Last year, you didn't think so, but you know for a fact that you actually have people that you can talk to. You got friends that you can converse with and get things off your mental, so you're not carrying everything by yourself. You're strong, but you're not Superman. All right, you're human. And you're not perfect, so you're gonna fuck some shit up, but we're gonna keep it going, and then end that shit out off the dome. Straight.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad that you have that set up for yourself, Rich. Yes. Okay, so art is subjective. But
damn! My thing ain't set up no more for me to cheer.
Oh, he said my thing ain't set up no more.
I think that's a sign from the ancestors to tell us to go in and pull the plug so we can. No, but that was really good. But yeah, when it just comes to like creative expression, and especially we're gonna have like somebody go over your things, then it's just nice to have, like it done like write your stuff, make sure this is something that you want to put out into the world, that you've thought about this, and then yeah, because at the end of the day, whatever you decide to do, and outside of the theme of goals and things like that, if you know what you wanted to write and the message that you wanted to convey for people to see through written word, then yeah, shit. It's nice to have input from other people, but at the end of the day, you're the one that has the final say in how things are executed, how your vision is. And I feel like you can mirror that with life too. So like with the whole goal things, like shit, like it's nice to get everybody's opinions of what they think and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like it's what we come up with and be like, hey, this is what I'm going to pursue. And with their support or with not their support, this is what I want for myself. So I feel like there's a great what's the word? It's a tether between the two dichotomies. Look at me, bitch. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, there's a tether between the two dichotomies. So no, this was really good. I'm glad that y'all shared with me. I wish I would have wrote one myself, but then I was like thinking, like, does the host actually do that or not? But again, I told y'all,
like you said,
a bitch has been on burnout. I've been on burnout. Yeah. This is something that was new, but I've definitely I got to be true to myself, and I've really just been suffering from burnout. But I am so glad that y'all invited me to host this with y'all, and like I was able to talk with y'all.
Being here. We appreciate you being here for sure.
No problem.
Yeah, so I hope that this workshop kind of allowed our listeners and everyone who's tuning in live to kind of think introspectively about some of their goals next year, and just about motivating yourself, and know that you have us as a family, as an unapologetically Black family. If you ever want to reach out, if there's ever an episode you want to be on because you want to get some shit off your chest, like let us know. We're here. We are an open platform for you to be able to do that, or tune in live and be in our comments because we'll interact with you. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. Kai, this is your second episode, so I'm thankful for you being back. Rich, I'm thankful for you as my co-host. And I do want to take this time because, we just kind of rode over it like a speed bump, but I do want to take this time to thank Shaq and DeAndre for their time and efforts that they have put into the podcast, and I wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors. That speech. But no, I am very thankful for everything that they've done to get us to where we are, and I'm excited to where we're growing. I look forward to what 2023 brings to each and every one of us as individuals, and as a podcast as a whole. I say all that, and I'm going to end it with, follow us on social media. I look forward, like I said, to next year. We have 2 new co-hosts.
Oh,
super
shit.
exciting. So next Tuesday will be our first. We won't have a shit talk Saturday because that's what New Year's Eve. So
y'all gonna be drunk.
I'm gonna be something. We'll see. We'll see. But next Tuesday, we're going to do a live Q&A. So tune in live, come with questions for our new co-hosts, for us, anything you guys want to know, crazy, off the wall, personal, whatever, what have you. Come meet them and grill them and like, what is that? Initiate them into our unapologetically Black family. So, Rich, you have anything?
The word is haze. Haze.
Okay. You have anything to add?
I love y'all. Y'all be safe.
That nigga want to get him another real plate. That's what he want to get. Just big.
Well, until next year. Until next year.
My computer keeps. The more I talk, it freezes.
Okay. All right. Until next year, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay unapologetically Black. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye.